Imagine waking up one morning and realizing that the Social Security money you worked your entire life for might finally stop being taxed. For millions of seniors, that idea feels almost unreal, but it is exactly what has people talking after a lawyer recently explained a claim that former President Donald Trump plans to end Social Security taxes starting February 2026. Before you scroll away or assume this is just another headline, stay with me because the truth behind this claim is more complex, more important, and far more personal than it sounds, especially if you or someone you love depends on Social Security income. In this video, I am going to walk you through what this lawyer is really saying, what it could mean for seniors, what would actually have to happen for something like this to become real, and why so many people are confused right now. And real quick, if content like this helps you understand complicated money and government topics in plain English, take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us keep making videos that explain what's going on without fear, hype, or confusion. Now, let's slow this down and unpack it step by step. The claim started circulating after a lawyer speaking to seniors suggested that Donald Trump intends to eliminate federal taxes on Social Security benefits beginning in February 2026. For many retirees, that sounds like a dream come true, because right now, a large number of seniors do pay taxes on part of their Social Security income, depending on how much total income they have each year. This includes money from pensions, part-time work, investments, or retirement accounts. What many people don't realize is that up to 85% of Social Security benefits can be taxable for some retirees, and that can seriously reduce monthly income, especially when prices for food, housing, and health care keep rising. So when a lawyer says taxes could end completely, it naturally gets attention. But here's where we need to be careful and clear. Ending Social Security taxes is not something any president can do on their own. It would require changes to federal tax law, which means Congress would have to pass legislation, and that process is long, political, and unpredictable. Even if a president supports the idea, it does not automatically become reality. This is where many seniors get confused because headlines often skip the process and jump straight to the outcome. That's why it's important to understand what is being proposed versus what is actually guaranteed. The lawyer explaining this issue points out that Donald Trump has previously talked about reducing taxes for retirees and protecting Social Security benefits. During his earlier term, Trump often emphasized tax cuts and increasing take-home income, especially for older Americans. However, talking about an idea and turning it into law are two very different things. For Social Security taxes to end in February 2026, several things would need to happen first. There would need to be a formal proposal written into legislation. Congress would need to debate it, vote on it, and pass it, and then it would need to be funded without weakening the Social Security Trust Fund. None of those steps are simple. This is where the concern begins for some experts. Social Security is funded largely through payroll taxes and taxes on benefits. If taxes on benefits were removed entirely, the government would need to replace that revenue somehow. Otherwise, the long-term funding of Social Security could be affected. Some economists argue that removing benefit taxes without a replacement plan could speed up financial problems for the program. Others believe that economic growth or alternative funding sources could offset the loss. The reality is that this debate has been going on for decades, and there is no easy answer. What makes this topic emotional is that, for seniors, this isn't just a policy discussion. It's about survival, dignity, and peace of mind. Many retirees are already stretching their Social Security checks to cover rent, groceries, medications, and utilities. Even a small reduction in taxes can feel like a lifeline. That's why claims like this spread so quickly. People want hope, especially when retirement feels harder than it was promised to be. The lawyer's message to seniors is not necessarily that this change is guaranteed, but that it is something being discussed and something voters should pay attention to. If you are a senior or approaching retirement, this is exactly the kind of policy issue that could directly affect your future income. But it's also important not to make financial decisions based on headlines alone. No one should assume their taxes are going away unless and until the law actually changes. Another important detail is the timeline. February 2026 is often mentioned because it would fall into the early part of a potential new presidential term. Even in the fastest scenarios, tax law changes usually take time to implement. The IRS would need to adjust systems, guidance would need to be issued, and seniors would need clear instructions on how their benefits are treated. So even supporters of the idea admit that the timeline would depend on how quickly Congress acts. There's also a political reality that cannot be ignored. Social Security is one of the most sensitive programs in the United States. Any change, even one that sounds positive, faces heavy scrutiny from both parties. Some lawmakers worry about setting precedents, while others worry about long-term sustainability. That means even popular ideas can stall or be heavily modified before becoming law. So what should seniors actually do right now? First, stay informed, but stay calm. There is no confirmed change to Social Security taxes at this moment. Your current tax situation remains the same. Second, be cautious about anyone promising guaranteed benefits or tax relief on a specific date. Third, talk to a qualified financial advisor or tax professional before making changes to retirement plans, withdrawals, or budgets. And finally, understand that discussions like this often signal political priorities rather than final outcomes. One positive takeaway is that conversations around easing the tax burden on seniors are becoming more common. Whether it's through higher income thresholds, partial tax relief, or complete elimination, the issue is clearly on the table. That alone tells us that policymakers know seniors are struggling and that pressure is growing to address it. As we move closer to 2026, expect to hear more claims, more debates, and more opinions about Social Security and taxes. Some will be accurate, some will be exaggerated, and some will be completely wrong. The best thing you can do is slow down, ask questions, and look for explanations that focus on facts instead of fear or excitement. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think Social Security benefits should be taxed at all? Would ending these taxes help seniors, or could it create bigger problems down the road? Drop your thoughts in the comments because these discussions matter and your voice deserves to be heard. And if you found this explanation helpful, please share this video with a friend or family member who relies on Social Security or is planning for retirement. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more clear, honest breakdowns like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.